Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken Digest and I'm coming live from Africa, in East Africa, Kenya. And I just want to invite you all to the channel. For those that are watching the video for the first time, please feel free, feel at home. You can like the video and leave a comment below. And for my returning subscribers, I'm so grateful for you guys coming back to support. I'm so humbled. And today I'm at home at our usual working place, Miss Flesh project, which he's been currently doing for like a month and some weeks. And I'm just here to show you the updates that we are doing. Today we are working on the living room. We are trying to just levelize it. For those that are new, I know we are sharing most of our viewers. You can go and check Miss Flay out. She currently hit the 9,000 subscribers. I know we are on a road to 10,000. With our collective effort, I know it can happen. Yes, so apart from that, we were just leveling the sitting room. We had some, I don't know how to call these, but we have a djembe and a spade. We came here in the morning. We tried to just remove some of the soil, because I did a video yesterday, my previous video, where the soil that was initially placed in the rooms were called maram. They are the red soil. When you dig deep into the ground, there are some red soil. We usually call them maram, and we got them from our septic tank, which is in our compound, just on the left near the fence. Let me just go and show you a little bit here. So we dug the septic. It's around I think like 7 feet. Yes, it's around 7 feet, but we are still digging deep, and I don't know which feet that is that we are supposed to dig, but we are almost there. Yes, so if you look down, you see the red, it's the red soil. I know because of a lot of sun, it's so clear, not really clear but bright. You can't really see the redness of the soil, but this is where we drew some of the soil that we used to embed on the rooms before we can finally come in later and start plastering. And today we started by the living room, because it's only the living room we are working on, because we want it to be a little bit low. I know some people say that it shouldn't be lower because it's a retirement house, and we are just maybe they were suggesting maybe not to put a lot of stairs in the house, because of maybe later on in life when our parents will be of age. Yes, but I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. That's not what's happening. Let me just go and explain in a few. We are not making it deep or too low, because the foundation was we put 3 courses of foundation of courses, I mean, in the foundation, deep in the soil, before we placed the slab. If you see, this is the veranda, and there's one course. There's one course on top, then 2 courses in deep into the soil. So the guys that initially poured the maram here, he poured it same across the rooms, but initially the plan of the living room was to be a little bit lower compared to all of the rooms, so that it can, the room can be small, but if you lower it a little bit, it becomes spacious. You can have like a 2-bedroom house, but if you leave the rooms can be small, but if they are a little bit lower, it increases the size of the room. Because if we lower the living room and we put a chandelier, because that's the last that's where the gypsum boards will start, from the 3rd course. They'll still put some layers, but from some courses, I mean, but from the third course you're seeing up there, that's where the gypsum is going to start. So if you put a chandelier, however long it is, you can't really hit it with your head. So that's the plan. And we are just making sure, because there are 3 courses of stones in the soil. This is the first one. Remember, this is the slab. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and there's one deep into the soil. So our plan was to make the floor reach in from the, our floor is supposed to start from the second course. The first course is in deep into the soil. This is the second course, this is the third course, and this is the slab, the floor now. So we'll only put a stairs. Let's say this is our floor, then we'll put 1 stairs up, then the floor, the slab now. So it's only like 1 stairs, only 1 step to the dining, and also 1 step to the, when you're entering into the living room from the veranda. Yeah, so we'll only put 1 step, because the guy kinda raised the soil, the maram, in a way that even if we put like, it didn't give any room for that 1 step, for that 1 course. Yes, so that's what we are working on. We are trying to make to leave 1 course free for the stairs, only 1. I know the stairs will start from here all the way to that, to the other end. So if we put 1 staircase like this, then the floor down, it's not that I think it's a good planning, because for now we can't really put 1 staircase. If we didn't kind of remove the soil, the top soil, and we started working on it. And you know, it's the sunny season. It's so shiny. By around 7 in the morning the sun is out, and by 8, 9 the sun is really strong, so you can't really work on it that well. And there's no rush, we are just doing it slowly by slowly. So by the time the masons come in, they find like we've already done some of the work, because I recently explained that let's say we leave all of the soil that we are supposed to remove out of the living room, and let's say we start working on the floor. It will force the masons to dig out the soil first, which will take up the time, because you know the masons work with time. They come in at 7 a.m. in the morning, leave at around 5:30. So if they come in the morning, this job can take like a whole day. If there are like 3 people, 2 people are digging and 2 people are also removing the sand, because this sand we can't really use it for anything. We can't really make bricks with them, and we won't mix them with the initial one that was here. So this one that are here, these are just blocks that were made and were broken. Most of them were broken. Most of them never heated well. You know, you can't use a heated block well. I know someone mentioned that in some villages or maybe cultures, people don't usually heat blocks. They just make them like that and wait for them to dry up, then start building. For me, that was the first time I was hearing that. I've never really seen a house built like that. Maybe if you're building a mud house, it's understandable. But if you're building a permanent house, for us in our village, I've grew up seeing people just heating blocks until they become this color. The color you are seeing. Yes, so they're usually hard. So for the sand we are removing from the living room, we will just dump it. We won't use it for anything, because it contains some stones. And usually when you make bricks with the stones in them, the time you are heating, the stone usually expands more than the sand. So when it pops, when it breaks, the bricks break. So imagine if you like use that sand making like 2,000 bricks, then the time you are hitting them, you just hear ta ta, because they usually break. That will automatically make the brick to break. Yeah, so we will just dump it, or maybe use it for landscaping just around the house. Yes, it's a huge heap, and you can imagine this heap we've only taken it out of this small place you're seeing. So it will just do it. Today was the first day, but we'll be doing it slowly by slowly. We don't really have any rush. That's why you're seeing it's around midday, almost 1 p.m. and we stopped the work at around 11, 10:30, around that time, because of the heat. It's really I can feel the heat, but tomorrow morning I guess we'll have to wake up early in the morning, because we can't really do job late in the evening, because the sun might be down, but generally it's not something that we are used to. It's always better to just wake up in the morning, maybe around 5 or 6, when the temperatures are still low, and by 10 or 9:30 you are done. Then you wait for the next day, because the heat, guys, is so strong. You might see like the environment is green, but the heat is so strong. Although today I'm seeing like it's going to rain, I'm seeing some clouds, but the weather usually play tricks. It might seems like the clouds are forming, the clouds are turning dark, but eventually the rains won't come. Yes, but it's understandable because of the season, and usually we are in August, at the end of the month at the end, those last weeks of the month is when the rains usually start, and that's when people usually prepare land, start farming. Yes, but for now I think we'll just have to bear with the heat, with the temperatures, and work precisely with the time. Yeah, so from tomorrow I think we'll start removing the sand as we move this way, and until we are all done. And if you notice, we are doing it so clean in terms of leveling the ground, because when let's say when we'll be doing the tiling is so important, but actually finishing a house is where you have to be keen. I know building a house generally you have to be keen, but in terms of finishing, because of its cost, its expense of finishing it, you have to be very keen. You don't have to really build it, remove it. Yes, so for the tiles, the ground must be so plain, so that we don't have to remove some of the tiles, to do the surface again and place. That's a lot of work. So that's why you are seeing we are really levelizing it so well. So this is the part that is remaining. I know today is on because I'm coming live from East Africa, Kenya. Today is on let's see, I don't have my phone here. Today is on Wednesday. Yes, I hope so. Usually when you are too busy with a lot of things on your mind, you usually how do I say it, remember the day. But today is on a Wednesday. Yes, today is on a Wednesday. So by Sunday, Monday, or let's say give us a week, then we'll be done with the living room, and also making it plain and all those stuff. Just like I've said, the person who should do the tiling later on, just like us, we want it to be so plain, so that when that time reaches, we don't really see a lot of potholes in the house, because construction is still going on. Just like the person doing the tiling is also same as the person doing the roofing. We don't really have to do second guessing. It has to be something that is precise, someone that knows what is really doing. You know, when you're doing maybe arranging the blocks, doing the courses, there might be a room for an error, though I'm not suggesting that people should do errors, but there can be a room for an error which can be sorted easily by just removing because you know the cement usually takes a while before it becomes so hard, but still you can remove the courses and redo that part again. For the roof, when you make a mistake, it doesn't only affect the roof, but it affects the gypsum boards, later on affect the wall. It also come again and affect the floor. So the person who is supposed to do for us the roofing, when the time comes, we should be very keen and go for the best guy. I think that's where cutting costs in terms of maybe bringing in someone that haven't really done it for a while, or maybe doesn't understand the roofing of the house, because different houses comes with different designs of roofing. That's where we should be so keen, because when we mess with the roof, it messes everything, some parts of the house. It can mess with even the electrical part. Yes, because you know water and lightening, no. Water and power, yes, they don't go well with each other, because you know the roof usually prevents rain from seeping into the house. But apart from that, I like the way we are taking up things are going so well, and within a few weeks or a few months, I think we'll be done with the courses on top. Because remember, our plan is just to build some courses on top. Like for example, at the front of the house, we should it will be like a V shape. Then the other side also a V shape. So we've already calculated the number of feet that are required, the stones, and our main mason said like it's around, because it's not approximating, because you have to measure. If you've measured, let's say, the size of the house round, then you find the number of feet in one course, then now you multiply it. If you want to do five courses, you multiply it by 5, because up there's no windows, there's no doors, so it's easy. So it said like 800 feet of stones, which is the same as the number of stones that we bought the second time, because the first time we bought, no, same as the number of stones we bought the first time. We bought the first time like 800 feet, the second time we bought 1,000 feet. So far we've used the 1,800 feet of stones. So now we are supposed to go and get 800 feet of stones again, and the 800 feet did like 3 courses from the slab, from here at the slab. We did like 3 courses, let me say 4, but the 4th course didn't go all the way around. And remember, the first 3 courses, there were no doors. Okay, there were doors, but the impact was very negligible, because from the 4th course is when there were now windows, very big windows, leaving very big gaps all over around. But the first 3 courses, we only add a door, the front, the back, this window, which only we left a gap of, or let me say like two stones, which doesn't really impact. And also this window, like four, the gap is like 4 stones. Those are the only part. The door, the one at the back, this window, and these are the 2 windows over here and there. So those 2 gaps doesn't really impact, yes, that much, because the house is big. 800 feet took us to 3 courses with a little bit. The fourth was like very small, very less, doesn't really, yes, count that much. So for the 800 feet of stones is when those are the ones we're gonna use to just build up. Then from there things will be at least clear. At least we'll be making, I know we've made a very huge step, a very huge difference in terms of building. Miss Flair's really been supportive. I know it's not an easy job, but that's where we always come in, people who can support. And for you guys who are watching, we are so grateful. For those that are watching our ads till the end, I'm so grateful for you guys. It really makes a difference. And we're trying to support in any way, even because there is when you're building a house, there is the excitement part of it, and there's also the overwhelming part of it. So for us, we are trying not to do away with the exciting part of it. We are trying to engage and help in the overwhelming part of building a house, because it's so hectic when you're building any house, whether it's a permanent house. Though permanent houses are more overwhelming, yes, because you can't really put a budget when you're building. You can't really put a budget. Let's say, for example, the time we were making the bricks, if you have said you have put a budget, a fixed amount of cash to do the bricks, and unfortunately our brick broke into half and destroyed some of the bricks, which made us to also collect ourselves, do another budget again and make the bricks. So in building, you can't really put a budget. You just go with the flow, make step by step changes and progress. And like that, at the end of the day, or at the end of the month, or a year, or a decade, you can find yourself finishing your house. Yes. So that's the principle we are trying to apply. In any place we can help, we are trying to help. My dad doing his part, which is so important. I always like to just appreciate him, even now he's not around. He's just working. Actually, he has left, and I know the reason, even if he hasn't told me, but I know it's because of the house. My dad rarely get out of the compound unless he's doing something, and because we are building a house, that's the reason I know he's out, because it's still early. Yes. So we'll just try to help. Me also doing my part. I will usually come, just update you guys, because I know, as I've said, we are sharing some of our viewers, and I know all of our viewers want to see the daily update of the house, what we do, how we are going, the challenges, everything, because everything has challenges. But the most important thing is for us to come together, join hand. Unity is power everywhere, in anything you do, so that we can make it, so that we can finish it. I know it's Miss Flair's project, but as I've said, we are all here as a family to give an helping hand in any way that we can, because it's not easy. It's not easy building. It's not easy. I was at before I came back home, Miss Fly invited me at her place together with Nasto, and for me being there, I learned a lot of things from both of them, and the most important one is discipline, not even motivation. People, I can come here and maybe motivate someone, but the main thing is just discipline, because when you're doing something, you have to be very disciplined. You have to, because you know, consistency is discipline. You can't be consistent without being disciplined. It's just like that. It's so simple. You don't need any motivation. I learned that in a very simple way. There's so much I learned concerning building in general, the cost of maybe bricks, because at Nyaboanze, building houses using stones is more expensive than building houses using blocks made of cement, because at Nyaboanze, I usually used to ask around just to do my due diligence, just to ask. And for the people I asked, they told me one stone, though the stones are usually sold in feet, not like this is one stone, no, it's usually in feet. But the guy told me, actually two guys, they told me like stones go for between 80 shillings, 80 Kenya shillings to 120, which is like an average of $1, one stone for $1, which I think is so expensive. At our place over here, stones are really not that expensive. I think because we are near the source. Yes, because you know, when you are near the source, it's usually cheaper than when you are far away from the source. The only thing that was very expensive was the cost of transport, which was almost a half of the cost of stones. You can imagine. So when you go and buy stones and you buy less feet of stones, it costs you more than when you buy more feet of stones, because the cost of transport is constant. Whether you buy smaller feet of stones, whether you buy a larger feet of stones, the cost of transport is constant. Yeah, so for us, building using stones were very cheap compared to blocks. That's why we preferred building the house using stones. And also for the bricks, we made them just at home. I did a video, you can go and watch, where we were struggling. The first time we made the bricks, it was so easy. I think the guys that did it knew what they were doing. The second time we brought in different guys, they messed up, but we brought again the first guys who did the first one, and it's still standing to date. I know now it's already cold. Yes, but yes, I'm not trying to maybe say that maybe they know less, but accident happens, when especially in construction. Those are normal. They've done it. Maybe this was the unlucky one. Yes, but all is good. Things happen. Yes. So I think we'll continue with just removing the debris. I know there's one, not really one guy. I know most of you are maybe thinking why we haven't really done the floor. But for us, we really wanted, because the floor isn't that, we wanted to do away with the big elephant. Yes, because it's always time to just speak about the elephant in the room, which is the roof. Because my previous video I mentioned the roof. I didn't really explain so much about the roof, but the roof of this house is the big elephant in the room now, because I said we brought in 3 guys. We started with 1 guy. He quoted, gave us the quotation. My dad showed me the quotation, and I felt something. I felt like this guy was maybe overcharging us, because maybe he had seen the type of house that maybe is standing. But yeah, that's why we called the second guy and also the third guy. All of them did the quotation, but at the end of the day we realized the roof is the big elephant, and we must try as much as we can. I know it will take time, and doing things slowly and jointly with a combined effort is the best way. So by the time, let's say, we join effort, do all of the things, buy all the materials, everything, at least by the time we do that and build the roof, by that time we would have done away with the big elephant, because the roof is more than the cost of construction we've already done so far. So you can imagine. And even if we do the upper courses of the house, still the roofing is still expensive than the structure. Even if we do, yeah, so that's what I'm just trying to say. The roof is the biggest elephant. I know maybe some of you are maybe thinking maybe we went for a very costly iron sheet. Even if we use the normal iron sheet, which costs like 1,200 to 1,000 Kenya shillings, which is like an average of $10, one sheet $10, the roof is still gonna be expensive, because the 3 guys did the quotation, and we saw the difference that came out between the 3 guys were the cost of labor. The cost of the materials were almost the same. The difference was very negligible, because we told them the type of iron sheet we wanted to use, and it's only 1 guy that at least he tried to convince us, or maybe to advise us, to use cypress tree instead of eucalyptus. The other 2 guys use eucalyptus, but 1 guy told us it's better for us to use cypress tree if you want a very long lasting house. He said eucalyptus is the best wood to use. And the guy's quotation was a little bit higher than the rest, because cypress isn't readily available at our village. We have to go to another village just to get it. Yes, but overall the difference was in the cost of labor, because 3 different people obviously will charge different cost of labor. They are not the same. People charge according to their level of experience, or maybe how long they've done the job. So obviously that's where the difference was gonna be. Yeah, but hopefully, I know we are working hard, and with our support and your support, I mean, and God's favor, I know everything will just fall in line. And yeah, I won't really say the roofing is like a big thing. Okay, it's a big thing, but starting something, making the first step is always the hardest. But imagine we've already, Miss Flair, through the help of Miss Flair, we've already done all this. I know putting on a roof won't really, it might take time, but it won't take like forever. Eventually we'll have placed it, even if it takes like let me say, I can't really estimate, but yeah, I know one day we'll place the roof and start other new things about the house, maybe the floor, the plastering, the windows. Yeah, because I even counted the number of doors, and because it's a 3-bedroom house with 2 washrooms, the first washroom is the common washroom for the 2 bedrooms, then the other washroom is for the master bedroom. So if you combine all the doors, it's like 10 doors. Yes, 10 doors. So that's when we'll start maybe plastering, doing the doors, the windows, everything, putting the grills. Though we'll only put grills at the back. At the front of the veranda, we'll just leave it this way. Yes, and we know you also have to do keying. Keying is just doing the mortar so well. You see, we'll just make it a straight line. We'll just redo it, and also brush the stones, because if you see, these are the cement, let me just say concrete, that are sticking on the stones as you build. Because even by the time we'll do the keying, we'll be plastering the mortar, and some of the concrete will be sticking on the stones. So that's why it's important to just, after doing the keying, you brush away all the concrete on the stones. Then after that, it's not mandatory, but if you have the capital, you can paint it. They usually paint for stones. I know most of you, or some of you, have seen people painting houses built with stones, and it always comes out nice. Yeah, so for me, I'd say that we still have a lot of work to do, and this is just like a quarter of the whole project. Yes, a quarter of the whole project. Sorry, I've talked until my voice is almost, it's so shiny, so shiny. It's so shiny, but it's understandable. Yes, so there's still a lot of work to be done, which it's a collective effort from the beginning. You guys supporting, my dad coming in, Miss Flair funding the whole project, me coming here just to update you guys, because I also, when we were building the courses up, some of you guys were suggesting the house was a little bit low, that had some courses, but the problem with that was, one, if you make the courses, because this is the standard way of building a house. If you use the standard way, if you go to buy doors, you get the standard doors. Yes, especially because I've mentioned we have like 10 doors, so it's easy to get the size. But if you, let's say we added 2 courses of stones, the house could have been very high, even the lintel could have been very high, everything could have been very high. That means we could have customized everything, the doors, the windows, everything, which would have maybe increased the expense. But this is the standard way. The house, it's not like the house is short, the house is so tall, because we still have to build up. And we used a very big lintel. We used the 12, the 10 and 8 to build the lintel. Those are very strong metals, and we increased the size. What I'm trying to say is, like, mostly this lintel, the size of the lintel are usually 4-story buildings. They're usually 4-story buildings because they are high. The height of the lintel going up is bigger than the height of the stone. It's like 1.5. Let me just explain. The size of the lintel is like from this stone up here up to around here at the middle of this second course. So it's really long. So we made it that way so that that can increase the size of the house, because we didn't really want to build more courses for the house to be tall, because we just wanted the standard house with standard doors. It's only the entrance door that is a little bit large, but in terms of height, it's very standard. Yes, so we just built the standard way first. Used a very tall lintel to increase the house, and also we'll add 2 courses of stones and 3 courses of bricks on the partitioning. So that's what we've done so far. The house is really tall, and I hope maybe once we've already done with the bricks, the partitioning, everything, you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. But generally, it's not like the house is short. Yes. So we'll keep on doing our daily routine of just making sure we do some of the things that we don't really want the masons to come and do, because it will just waste time, like doing the living room. This was one of it. Doing the removing the side beams was also one of them, and also the support. The supports are the ones we haven't really done or removed, because we just want the lintel to really, how do I say it, dry up so well and stick so well. For the ones of the windows, like these ones, we haven't really removed. If you see these ones, we are removing just the side beams, but the ones underneath we haven't really removed. Even this one we haven't really removed, but eventually we'll remove them. I know they've already dried, and we did a little bit of curing very well, just to make sure that the concrete is dried. Yes. So I think I'll have to end my video, and we'll just continue tomorrow. We've paused because of the heat, but tomorrow morning we'll continue with the work for like until Sunday, or let's say Monday next week we'll be done. Yes, we'll be done. So for those that have watched this video till this part, I'm so grateful for you guys supporting this channel. I'm so humbled. If you are new and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We are on a road to 5,000 subscribers, guys, and I know with our collective effort it can happen, and also with the favor of God it can happen. So I'll just have to end my video. So take care of yourself, guys, your families, your friends, your neighbors, so that we can meet in my next video. Bye bye.